Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods. Wake up, guys, and come on. I'm not waiting for you to open up the door. I'm going to open you up right now. Come on out, spirits. Come on out. All right. So, first of all, let me say I am thankful for Joseph Heatherly. His wife there were some concerns and stuff. She had some tests and things, and everything came out great. So, our thoughts and prayers definitely worked for Joseph Heatherly. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who put them in your thoughts and prayers. So, here we sit 2 days, 10 hours, 40 minutes away from the start of the NFL draft. I can't wait. I got a lot of work to do between now and then. I thought I was going to be hopping on an airplane tomorrow, of course, for Vegas. That was the original plans, but unfortunately, the Rona decided to change our plans. And see, in life, you got to be able to roll with the punches and adapt to a changing environment. That's something that when we think about Jason Garrett and the former crew, we could not handle when something came at us from a different angle. We always have a plan, and here's how we're supposed to go every day. This is how we do things. But something comes in different, they didn't know how to handle it. So you have to be able to adapt to a changing environment. And for the Cowboys, I'm hoping that they're beginning to learn this. That maybe Mike McCarthy, and it's funny because it doesn't matter who the Dallas Cowboys have, there's always going to be naysayers out there. People say, well, he had Aaron Rodgers and, he couldn't do anything anymore with him and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, well, he did win a Super Bowl. He did do that, And people talk about, well, Sean Payton, man, he's a great coach. Well, Sean Payton had 3 years of 7-9 with Drew Brees, but he also did win a Super Bowl. And the reality is, unless you're Bill Belichick, you're not winning multiple Super Bowls anymore. It's just not happening. Pretty much you're one and done unless you're Bill Belichick. And we're going to find out if Tom Brady or Bill Belichick, which one was the real heavy, or if they were basically, we need each other. Because we going to find out. And FYI, Tom Brady found out that you can't be in the park after dark because they end up getting him a citation for being in the park working out in Tampa. So there's that. So after my live stream last night, we had some fun with some Eagle fans. We got so many daggone Eagle fans that come in here and they'll tell me, you're not being fair. You're going to block us. You're going to do this. And we even had Philly 500, okay, after he had his carb load in here as well, spouting off, talking about how great Carson Wentz was. So we had some fun with the Eagles. We had some fun with them, and we're going to continue to have some fun with the Eagles because Carson Wentz is a good quarterback, but he isn't all that he's cracked up to be. Oh, actually, he is kind of cracked up. Yeah, he gets cracked up quite a lot, but he's not as good as everybody makes him out to seem. Believe it or not, he still puts on his pants one leg at a time, and his poop still stinks. It does. So I did my fireside chat last night, and something happened with my shotgun mic. It didn't actually record any sound, and probably was a good thing because you probably had heard enough of me from yesterday. And for some people, they were cheering. They were thumbs up because they didn't have to actually listen to the video. But what I was talking about was Jamal Adams. The Jets have screwed the pooch on this whole situation. Jamal Adams still has 2 years left on his deal, but he's looking for a new contract now. He wants to be given the love early, much like Zeke Elliott. He's looking for somewhere around $60-64 million 4-year deal. That's a big chunk of change for a safety. Much like Earl Thomas, although I will say he's a lot younger than Earl Thomas and doesn't have the injury history, recent history that Earl Thomas does. But that's a good player. Now the thing is in my mind, you don't want to give up. You don't want to give up two things: draft picks or money. It's okay to give up one, but if you got to give up the both, boy, I for one do not want to give up a number one draft pick. Not one as high as 17. Now if it was like last year's where we're like 27, 28, okay, that's a different story because that's really more like a second round pick. But 17, 17 needs to be a player that's going to change your team for the better. You're high enough that you should be able to get an impact player at 17. And I'm not willing to go that. I don't have any power, but I'm not looking at saying, oh, yeah, let's go ahead and take that number one for Jamal Adams. And I don't think Jerry Jones wants to be out of the limelight again. Last year, for Jerry Jones having to wait till late in the second round, I got to imagine that was killing him. Seeing all the moves and everything else, I think Jerry wants to have some fun with this draft. And giving away your number one, I just don't see that happening. Now, for the Jets, right now, it appears that things are getting ugly. They want to keep him, but they want to keep him on the cheap. Jamal Adams is like pretty much everybody else. Look, you want me to stay a Jet and deal with all this minutia? You're going to pay me a king's ransom. And he could end up being more of a distraction. And we've seen where players have been completely disgruntled and how they can mess up a team. I mean, we've seen that in Pittsburgh and everywhere else. So for the Jets, the time is running short to make a move before the draft to get somebody to hopefully try and replace them or build elsewhere. They got 2 days, 10 hours, 34 minutes and 33 seconds to get something done. And they've made it known that they want to make a move on it. Now, the question is, with them becoming desperate, has their asking price been reduced? I don't know. But if they're thinking they're going to get a number one, we've already been here with this last year during the season. And they wanted not only a number one, but they also wanted a player as well. And there is no way, no how that the Cowboys are going to do that one. And reports are that the Cowboys aren't interested, which is probably the better thing to do, because you know how, fellas, when you're too anxious to a girl, you show her too much how much you really feel about her. It's kind of like, okay, he's too easy. Nah, it's not going to happen. But it's when you act like you're not really that interested, it kind of strikes an interest in them to try and turn you to that side. It's the chase that they want. And so for the Cowboys, we're okay. So the Jets are over there. Hey, we need to move him. And the Cowboys, they could use him, and he's from Dallas and would like to go to Dallas. Time's running short. Got to get something. We got to get something here, or else we're going to be stuck with a situation that's going to be ugly and potential holdout. So, from that standpoint, the Jets are getting a little bit more desperate. We'll see how desperate they are and whether or not they do make a move. Now, speaking of desperation, we go to Dak Prescott and the contract situation. So many people out there keep talking about the Dallas Cowboys should trade Dak Prescott. And I keep trying to educate you because I don't want you to be that guy who doesn't understand what's actually going on. Dak Prescott is not the property of the Cowboys. They own his rights. But until he signs a franchise tag or a long-term contract, the Cowboys can't move him. They can't. They can't trade him. They can't fine him for even missing OTAs and workouts. The moment he signs the franchise tag, he is now under contract, which means if he misses and holds out from voluntary workouts or training camp, whatever, then you are fined. And because of the new collective bargaining agreement, the fines are higher and the fines cannot be forgiven. See, the NFL, they put into the collective bargaining agreement all these little goodies for the players. Oh, hey, you want to smoke weed? No problem. You're not going to be, not going to be suspended. Oh, you want to wear some off-the-brand socks? Okay, that's no problem. You can do that too. But in there, they got things they wanted, that 17-game schedule and so on, and penalties for holding out. So they don't have the Antonio Browns or Le'Veon Bell situations. If you hold out, it's costing you 3 times the amount of money per day, and it is not forgiven. That money is lost. So for Dak Prescott, I ain't signing a franchise tag. which means you cannot trade Dak Prescott before Thursday night's draft. He's not going to sign it because that takes away all the leverage that he has in getting a contract. Now, the good news is the last 2 weeks, both sides supposedly have been talking and working closer to an agreement. I still believe that the Dallas Cowboys are slowing this down a little bit to make sure we have a season that before we write you a big check for this year, we want to make sure that we can actually get some play on the field this year as well. So May 9th and around that time frame when the NFL schedule is due to come out, and if it has any alternations or if they have any concerns about actually having a season, I think if that's positive, that you'll soon see Dak Prescott done as well as Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. I just don't see the big checks coming out until then. But other than that, friends, I got a lot to do to get ready for our draft show. If you are a channel member, and we got a bunch more last night, shout out to you guys. We're working on getting your shot glasses out to you. Hopefully you get them before the draft on Thursday. Our draft show is going to be different than everybody else's. We're going to be live streaming the whole way, and we're going to be trying to use our man cave, my studio here, to its fullest effect. We're going to be following some of the other YouTubers and things over here on this section. We'll see what Philly is like during and getting his reaction during the draft, as well as the Stinking Giant fan and things like that. We'll be going around the YouTube universe, following others as well as following what's going on with the draft itself. Over here on this, we're going to have channel members who are actually going to be zooming in and giving us a taste of what they look like, what their home is, their thoughts and so forth on our draft picks. And it's going to be something different than anybody else has tried before, and I hope that we can pull it off. So that's where we are here Tuesday, the week of the draft. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I got work to do. I got to get some more of them racks done, and I got to get them shot glasses out. But I will see you guys, soon.